Welcome to Just Cook and another dish in a series of our takeaway menus. We're going to have a crack at doing KFC chicken, the chicken pieces. So I've scoured the internet for different recipes, tested this out, and this one has come pretty close. So I thought we'd have a crack at doing this, and I'm going to show you how to sort of get all the spices, marinade, and cook the chicken together and see what you think. Okay, so to start with, I've cut my whole chicken up into 10 pieces, which is 2 legs cut into 2 fine drumsticks, the wings, and then the breast cut into 2. I've got quite a really large chicken from my butcher here, so the breasts were quite big, so I've actually cut them into 3, just to make sure, otherwise they'll be too big, I think, to cook in the fryer. So I've cut my chicken up, got at least 10 pieces here. First thing we're going to do, we take the buttermilk and we take the one egg, and we whisk them together, and we're going to pour that and marinate the chicken with this mix. Let's get all that out. And so we're going to soak this for about half an hour in this mix, let it marinate, get that flavour, and then whilst this is going to be marinating, we're going to make up our spice mix and flour ready to dredge and then cook it. So it's actually not too laborious. What it has got is a lot of ingredients, obviously, for the secret spice recipe. So anyway, I've put something together that I think gets it pretty close to what we're looking for. So let that marinate for half an hour. While that's marinating, we're going to get on and do our spice mix. Okay, so I've had the chicken marinating soaking in this buttermilk mix for half an hour. So the next process in this is to get yourself a cooling rack and tray, because we're just going to put this on and just let it, drip off any excess buttermilk mix from the chicken. And so if we do that, shake it a bit as well. You want it coated, but obviously you don't want loads of it on there. Okay, yeah. Wings off, a bit of breast there. So just get that all. So, and we'll just let that drip off for a few minutes. Now we're going to need another tray like this again in a second, because when we dredge it through the flour and herb mix, we're going to need to again put it on a tray. So I've got another one ready here. Let's just let that for the moment drip away there, and we'll just go through this now. So I've got all the herbs and spices in a bowl. The recipe's on our website, so you can go through that list, because it is quite a lot of different herbs and spices. And I've blended those so that they become a little bit similar in size, because you don't want big chunks of basil or oregano and stuff like that. You want it to really be blended as best you can. I've used a hand blender. It worked quite well, but if you've got a coffee grinder or anything like that, just blend it in that and get it nice and smooth. I've then got our flour here, so 260 grams of flour is going to go in with that. And then we want to make sure that's really well mixed together. So we're going to take I've got a whisk somewhere. Here we go. Somewhere. Got a whisk. And I'm just going to stir all that, because the whisk will just get it really well mixed together. So make sure that's really well coated, well mixed, ready for coating. So you can see that's really blended in with the flour now. And that's going to give us our coating that we need for the chicken. So to do that, we're going to take this chicken back. It's now, as you can see, dripped away, and I've got another tray. If you haven't got this, you can just put it on a tray, but the way they do it is like this. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to really coat well each piece of chicken in this mixture. Make sure it gets a really good coating, and just lay it like so. I'm going to get that really well coated, so just lay that there. So I'm going to coat all these. Once I've got these done, we're going to get the fryer set up. If you've got a deep fat fryer, that's great. If not, like me, I don't use a deep fat fryer much, so don't have one. So I'm going to use a pot. to do this, so I'll get all these coated and then we'll get on and do the cooking. Okay, so I've got all the chicken coated, as you can see. I've got a pan about halfway filled with oil, just keeping it on a medium heat. You want it around 350. If you've got a deep fryer, then obviously I would recommend you use that because it's a lot easier to control. I don't use a deep fryer because we don't use it that often, want something like that. So anyway, let's get started. So now we're just going to fry the chicken. You won't get it all in one go, so you need to do it in stages. Just control, maybe get about 4 or 5 pieces in at a time, depending on how big your fryer is. I'm going to put 4 pieces in at a time. I'm going to turn that down a bit now because I want that to start to cook a lot slower. Just to get it sealed off, and then just make, because you're going to cook this for about 12 to 15 minutes. So you don't want it too hot because obviously it's just going to get really, really brown on the outside and it will still be raw in the middle. If that happens, then you'll have to pop it in the oven. But really the best way, the way they do it KFC, is they fry it and then they just keep it hot in the heat cabinet. So if you can, try and fry it and just keep it all cooked all the way through there, because it will keep it nice and crispy. Again, I've got another one of these trays ready set up, so when the chicken comes out, I put it onto that cooling tray. That helps to keep it crispy. It drips the fat off and stops it steaming. If you put it straight onto a tray, the bottom part of the chicken will obviously start to steam and get soggy. So it is really important, if you can put one of these trays on, get one of these trays set up again, to put the chicken on when it's cooked to keep it nice and crisp. And that's the same if you have to put it through the oven. If you have to put it through the oven, do it on one of those trays so it gets heat all around it to keep it as crispy as possible. The trouble with an oven is they will steam as the heat builds up, so it's not going to be quite the same. But anyway, I'll let that cook. We'll get some of this cooked off and then we'll come back and have a look at it. Okay, so this has been in the fryer for almost 20 minutes. It certainly looks nicely cooked. The colour's good. As I say, it does take a little bit of time because of the size of them, but ooh, look at that. That looks lovely, doesn't it? Pop that. Remember, this is going to be very hot, so keep it hands-free. But ooh, that looks lovely, doesn't it? Really nice. Got good colour on it, nice crispiness on the chicken, and just leave that to let that drain for 5 minutes before you try tucking into it, if you can resist it. It does look lovely, I have to say. Have a go, see what you think, let me know, give me your feedback, and we're going to enjoy this for our lunch. Okay, have a look on our website, Just Cook with Paul, www.justcookwithpaul.co.uk. Our recipes are all on there, so you can follow them nice and easily. Have a good day.